right, good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us. God bless you. My name is Coach Mide, or Olumide Okune is my name, um, preferably known as Coach Mide. Thank you for joining us, and I'm not here alone. I'm here with
Adeola Okuneye, Coach D. And we're so glad that you can join us today. We are so grateful. And you started with us this month of March. We've been talking about sexual concerns of the married, about sex, the concerns of the married about sex in marriage, especially people who are about 3, 4, 5 years, downwards in marriage. And last week was so beautiful, talking about pregnancy and all. And then we wanted to talk about a particular aspect of that, which is the expectations, managing the expectations from society and from
you know,
in-laws and family,
church.
friends, concerned people by the time you get married. In fact, from the day of the reception, I don't know if you notice the kind of prayers that will be coming. By this time, 9 months time, we'll
Nine
come back and eat
months
rice.
with
By this
baby,
time, clinical twins.
with your
By this
baby.
time, 9 months. So immediately the expectation will be that get pregnant immediately. But is that always the case, Oshide?
It's
Does it
not.
always pan out that way?
It's not always the case, and the bad issue is it puts pressures on the new families when the expectations of the people are like fast, your wife should start vomiting just 1 week or 2 weeks after the wedding. So when it's not happening, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, 1 year, it becomes an issue with all these families because they begin to make noise and then begin to agitate, and it
Yeah,
puts
so much
pressures on the
concerns.
family. But what we want to
Yeah,
say is that don't in any way succumb to the pressures from the society. There is a need to just cushion yourself. You
yeah,
must find a way to cushion yourself
yeah.
from
From
all
that
these
pressure.
from the pressures. You must
Yeah,
find a way
yeah,
to cushion
yeah.
yourself from the pressure. So what are we saying?
Another thing is that sometimes the couple in question now, they might actually have made a decision that they don't want to maybe get pregnant immediately. They want to kind of wait for certain reasons. So the families and friends, especially friends that are not so close to them and church members and all of those things, they wouldn't know. They would just be in their own concern, some mischievous really, some plainly concerned. They will be coming up with prayer points, coming up with may the Lord help you, may the Lord make this, may the Lord, and all those put pressures on them. What can couples do when they find themselves in this situation? Number one, there are two situations now. Number one could be that they themselves decided that they are not ready for certain reasons or the other, that they want to still hold on
So do you know that in
childbearing.
some
But
cases,
there are two scenarios I want us to address. There are some scenarios in which the couple have decided that they don't want to get pregnant immediately, so they are taking family planning measures to avoid pregnancy. And then another situation is when they are not even doing anything, they want to get pregnant, but the pregnancy is not just
just
coming.
not
So
coming.
how do they handle this in the light of societal and family and friends expectation, church members and all of those neighbors, all those kind of expectations?
Well, I really, really wish that if it is not like a place like in Africa where we are, I really wish people could just tell, couples could tell people that we're not ready to get pregnant. When we are
But do
ready,
they
we
hold
will
people?
get
Do
pregnant.
they hold people
Well,
explanation?
that's why I said in our African setting, people feel that you owe them
Yeah.
explanation why you have not given her belay, as they say, why you have not made her pregnant or why she is not pregnant.
Yeah.
And of course, they begin to resort to prayers, they begin to resort to all sorts. But sometimes they
Manipulations.
begin to call you to the corner and be asking, is there a problem? They push you to. So we really wanted to if it's possible, find ways of making them very quiet about putting pressures on you. That is very
Yeah.
key.
One thing you can also do is if it's if it's family now, you might need to tell them outrightly that this we are we are waiting, we are intentionally waiting. And if we are not even intentionally waiting, let douse the tension. And then one thing a sister said, was it yesterday we were talking about things like this. She was saying that, you should live your life, should face other things, especially if it's that you are not voluntarily holding on to not being pregnant. You are open to pregnancy, but it's not just happening. You should not build your life around that fact. You should try and do other things. So, it's when people see you that you are less busy sometimes that they'll find ways of
Is to
coming
ask
to you.
questions.
And then maybe let's just say like a war, because this we are trying to rebuild a society that is built on godly standards. So, and it starts from things like this. I think it's time for us as people, friends and well wishers, to know how to handle newly wedded people. They are already under a lot of pressures. So our job as people who are been married, or even people around, is to not make this pressure too much for them. There are things that are better just kept silent about. If you have genuine concerns, depending on your level of relationship, I believe level of relationship will determine if you can ever speak to someone about whether they don't want to get pregnant or they want to get pregnant. Is a level of relationship. You cannot just be a casual acquaintance or just a casual church member and just feel that you have the right to walk up to someone and say, "What's happening? Your some can be so direct. What's happening? Your baby is not yet showing." I mean, that's the height. It's so rude, really. So let's not, in our own little way, let's avoid all of this, because we are putting pressures on these people. And then, sir, I want us to look at this aspect that when people are now seeming to wait to get pregnant, so it seems as if the reason why they are doing the sex now is for pregnancy. How do couple navigate that kind of experience that is no longer now for pleasure? It's more than whether let's just come and do it. It's no longer, their mind is no longer, and it's almost like we have to pray so that we get pregnant. How would they?
I think that couples need to personally and be intentional about enjoying sex. I mean, if you are a medical person, you understand the innervation. We call it innervation around the genitals and a lot of things that are involved in ensuring that when you look at everything, the climax, the ejaculation, the peak, the excitement, the beauty, it is to show you that one of the primary role of sex is enjoyment.
Yeah.
And of course, another primary role of
It's
sex
procreation.
is procreation. So, under no circumstances should the pressure be about making babies. It should be about enjoying. Now, when you enjoy, I can assure you that procreation itself will not be an issue. But really, we trust the Lord for as many who are trusting
Yeah.
God.
We
And for
agree with
babies, we
you.
agree
In
with you.
Jesus' name.
Your baby will come
Amen.
this year.
Amen.
Just
Amen.
relax your mind
Amen.
and
Amen.
trust God.
Yes.
Relax your mind, trust God. Have very good sex. Very good sex. Change styles, do lots. Don't do it out of compulsion.
Yeah,
Don't
out
do it out
of
of
duty.
fear. Don't do it out of duty. Don't do it because we have to do it, but do it because you enjoy it. One of the things that sex does is it bonds couples together. But many times when I see couples who are always touching each other, outside, where they're always smiling, they're always holding hands, before you know somebody is leaning on somebody, is because they're having good sex.
Yeah.
Very good sex.
It's an overflow.
You will see when they do it properly, it will flow on the outside. Emotional connection will not be an issue.
Yeah.
But when you see families who just look like business partners, you can easily deduce that something is not perfectly right with sex. So what are we saying? Even if the pressures are there, and I'm telling you, the pressures will not be able to just disappear suddenly.
Yes.
But enjoy sex.
Yes.
Enjoy each other.
Yes.
Be intentional about enjoying it.
Yeah.
Be intentional about giving it to each other. Try out different styles. But these are the times you should try out different styles. You should have it very frequently. You should, I wish I could say more, but that's just the truth.
Like, you make the best use of this time, because the time is coming that you'll be maybe encumbered with some other things. So I think it's very essential for couples who are not yet pregnant, who have decided not to get pregnant or who have not yet pregnant because they are waiting, on the Lord for the fruit of the womb, it's essential that people will have their pressure. There are some things you might not really be able to control, but you can control your maybe your response to such things, and make sure that you keep your insulate your home such that the pressures from this outside will not penetrate and get into your home so much. And then I think it's the time also for you to be open to each other, be open and communicate fears, communicate all of those things. But like be free. But like what they say, make it a primary, purpose to really enjoy sex, not to just do it out of obligation or do it out of, oh, this I'm already ovulating, let's go and have sex. Of course, look at your menstrual cycle, make sure at the points, if you are, especially if maybe you are working apart, you can plan your leave and all of that towards those times, of course, to be together. So these are valid points, but don't just do it out of religious, okay, lie down, we have to make a baby, come on top, and then you start the sex. No. Let it be love making. Yes. Love
Please let
making.
it be love making.
Yeah.
We believe God with you
Amen.
to help you.
Amen.
And then we trust that it will be a different one from now.
Yeah, you share your
You will
testimony.
share your testimony.
Right,
Share.
inboxes.
So in the midst of that enjoyment, your baby will come
Amen.
definitely.
Amen.
And then it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful story.
Thank you so much again for joining us. I will hope to see you next week.
So sexual concerns continues next week.
Yeah.
And then we have some more concerns we would like to raise and talk about. God bless you.
Bye-bye.